So many people wish that they were in shape, had more time, and had more money, and many will go out there and try to solve all those problems all at once. They'll get a gym membership, they'll go 7 days a week, they'll start a side hustle, and they will burn out within 2 to 4 weeks and never try again. And then they'll wonder why that never worked out for them in the first place. And then they'll go on complaining that, oh yeah, I tried that and nothing worked for me. So in this video, we are going to be addressing that concern and figuring out how we can prioritize our goals and how we can actively work towards them, and so we never burn out again. So first we have to understand why these sprints happen in the first place, and that can be as a result of two things. Either one, you suddenly feel really motivated to get your life together, to get into the gym, to start making more money, start your business, start the side hustle, start whatever it is. Or number two, you've become so fed up with your lack of life, the things that you wish you were doing, the current lifestyle that you have, you get so sick of it, and that springs you into action, and therefore you want to get everything done all at once. And everybody's been through this stage. If that's currently you, that is okay. Everybody goes through this. You feel really good for a good couple days, maybe even a week, and then you burn out super quick after and don't even attempt anything for another couple weeks, if not months. Some of you years. I heard in the Modern Wisdom podcast recently that there are 3 reasons or 3 ways to take action. Obsession, which is you can't live without doing the thing. Discipline, which is I know I need to do the thing and so I'm going to do it. And then there's motivation. I feel really compelled to start this thing. Quick example here, when I started going to the gym, I could not live without it. I wanted to be at the gym all day, every single day for 7 days a week, sometimes 8 days a week. That was my mentality. The more I could go, the better. But now it's more, I know I have to do this. I know it's good for me. I could be doing better things with my time, but I have to go to the gym still because it's just built into my system now. And the motivation stage is likely where you are at if you have been through this phase. These sprint periods either encompass one thing you feel really strongly about, or number 2, you feel super strongly about a multitude of things, and that's where we have to prioritize. Now, why should priorities be the priority? Now, we are at this stage because we have so many things in our life that we want to improve all at once, but the unfortunate truth is that we cannot adequately give our attention to multiple things at one given time. Priorities help us become honest with ourselves, and as a result, we learn the hierarchy of importance for what goes on in our lives. I'm gonna give you guys a silly example. Back when I was in university, the gym would be packed from about 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. So there wasn't much of a window if you wanted to get a really good workout in and not have to wait for any machines. So this is what I did. I would wake up super early to make sure I could get my entire workout done before 7 a.m. I would miss my class on Tuesdays, my super early class on Tuesdays, because that day at the gym was that important to me. So looking at my hierarchy of importance, hitting an empty gym was more important than going to my Tuesday class. I know it's a silly example, and this is why priorities are individualized. It's different for everybody. Maybe some people would rather go to that class, but for me, hitting an empty gym, that was the most important thing I could do in my entire day, and so I made sure that that was first. And maybe you're hearing this and think that makes total sense. I like that, but sometimes your priorities might not make sense to other people, but that's okay. Your priorities don't have to make sense to anybody except for you. They are yours to create and yours to act on. But through this prioritization, I was able to never miss a scheduled gym day for my entire duration of university. It was so baked into my schedule, it became such a routine that there was no way I could possibly miss a day. And as a result of that, I have been able to build a respectable physique, which is the one thing I wanted all the way back then when I first started. That was the one thing I wanted, and I made sure that there was 0% chance that I could not get it. Let me say that again in a different way. If you want something so badly, you have to make sure that there is no way that you can't achieve it. And the simplest way to do this, especially when you are low on time, is to create a system that works for you and your needs. So please, right now, get a pen and paper out. Yes, a pen and paper. If you can physically write this down, there will be a 41% chance that you will achieve it, more so than if you type it. So get a pen and paper and write down the list of importance for you. All of your goals, all of the things you want to improve in your life, write them down in a numbered list so you can visually see what is of most importance to you right now. But why is growth so important anyway? Before we get into that, I would like to explain how the growth happens and why it is so important. Alex Hormozi has a quote that goes something along the lines of, to be extraordinary, you have to do the obvious thing for an extraordinary amount of time. It's going to be repetitive, yes. It's going to be exciting, sometimes. It's going to be boring, also sometimes. But it will be repetitive, and the amount of time, how long can you endure that period of repetition, that will determine whether or not you'll be extraordinary or not. And keep in mind, the quote says the obvious thing. The obvious thing, if you want to start posting on social media, is posting on social media. The thing that will get you to where you want to go is posting every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. It's the obvious thing for an extraordinary amount of time. The longer you do it, your odds of success increase significantly. And a quick tip here is find a way to make the actual process more exciting. In order to endure this task for an extraordinary amount of time, figure out what makes the individual daily actions exciting to do. Maybe you love editing your social media videos. Maybe you love driving to the gym because you get 15 minutes of uninterrupted sing along in the car time. I don't know what it is, but find a way to enjoy it, to make every day something you look forward to doing, and that will make the year, 2 years, 5 years so much more enjoyable, and therefore you will be able to do the task every day without fail. And just like financial investing, putting time and energy into yourself will only help you grow as an individual. How do your investments grow? Through compound interest. So why would you be any different? Take that action every single day. Set yourself a bare minimum task to do. If you want to run 5 kilometers, run 4. If that's the absolute bare minimum you can do, make sure you do at least 4, even if your goal is 5. But make sure that you do not go to bed until that action has been done. Is it the end of the world if you miss a day? No. But if you do hit that day, it keeps the streak alive and that keeps the energy going. So with that being said, it is time to focus on your own growth, your own life, and your own future. Who is the person that you want to be, and start living like them every single day you wake up. So now, how do we create a plan for your first priority? Now that you've written down your priorities in numbered order, it's time to take them one at a time. Now, why do we do this? A couple reasons. It reduces stress, it buys you back some time, and it makes the time that you put into this way more efficient. Focusing on just the one task lays the foundation in which you can build upon later. But if you try to tackle everything all at once, everything will crumble like it has for you in the past. And no matter what your task is, maybe it's exercising more, maybe it's planning your finances better, maybe it's playing the piano every single day, I don't care what it is. But the fact is, you have to schedule actions, schedule times. James Clear in his book Atomic Habits has a great habit stacking idea, and it's exactly how it sounds. If you were washing dishes after dinner, stack your piano playing right after that, so that without fail, every time that you clean up your dinner, you play piano for 10 minutes, for example. And now every single day, you can't do anything else until you've done the dishes and played your piano. Those habits, those tasks are now stacked. And if you're thinking, how can I apply that to my own life? And you're already trying to make excuses for how this is going to work, what's the point in complaining? I thought you wanted this. Now, the reason why we don't just set the task, but we set the time slot as well, is because we can ease into it. 10 minutes playing the piano after doing the dishes, yes, it is not much. It gives you enough time to learn a song or maybe part of a song, but it's short enough that you are able to do it day in and day out without fail. And the longer you do this, the better the foundation that you build, in which then you can build more on top of that as time goes on. Now, a second idea from this book, Atomic Habits, is that you want to make these good habits that you're trying to build not only easy, but also attractive. You want there to be zero friction, or as least friction as possible, between this task that you are trying to do. For example, playing the piano, if you have it out, plugged in and ready to go, it's much easier to just walk over to that piano and start playing. But if you don't have the room for it and you always have to pack it up and put it in a closet, now after washing your dishes, you have to take it out of the closet, plug it in, get it all set up. I say plug it in, I'm talking about a keyboard, but same idea. And then you can start playing. So now there's a couple more steps involved, and we don't want that. We want to increase the amount of steps for our bad habits and decrease the amount of steps for our good ones. Now, after 3 months, you have played the piano far longer than you ever thought was possible, and now you are en route to building and finalizing the foundation for that first goal of yours, which means it's time for the next task. Now, how do we add more, and why do we wait? Focusing on the one big goal is important, yes. The foundation must be strong in order to build the rest of the house. So how do we add that second thing on? The exact same way. There are no shortcuts to the daily routines, rituals, and habits that you create for yourself. The steps involved in getting from A to Z, they are pretty much identical for everything you could ever do. For example, we're going to set up the next foundation for the second task, and you are going to see it is almost identical to the first. So how do we do that? So for your second task in your list of priorities, maybe that's going to the gym. Now, the bare minimum, maybe 3 times a week. Start off with 3 times, build up as you go. The idea is that you want to build your system simple enough that you can stick with it long term. So set whatever days make the most sense to you. Maybe you like one weekend lift, maybe you don't want to work out on the weekends at all. Maybe it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's fine too. You designate your gym time in a way that it doesn't interfere with priority number 1, which is your piano playing in this example. So now let's say you finish work, you go to the gym for your designated 30-45 minutes to start, then you go home, you cook dinner, you wash your dishes, now you play your piano. And then you do that for another couple months. You build up the foundation there, you build up that second layer now, and now after 3 to 6 months, you have a foundation in which you can build the rest of the house, the peak. Maybe your list is a little different than mine, maybe it's different from your friends, your families, your grandmas, whatever. The point is that you can build this from ground zero and you have complete control over how this goes. Make it into a game for yourself. Why not? Figure out where the best options are. And that's the fun in this all. You can personalize it however you want. It's your life, it's your systems, it's your goals. Create it however you want. Use your creativity, don't use your creativity. It is all up to you anyway. You will, of course, get better as you go, but most people can't even make it past 30 days, let alone 60. So if you are able to create a system that can last you beyond 60 days, you are doing way better than most. So I hope you guys have found some value in this video and you understand why prioritization is the most important thing you can do when you have multiple goals in mind. I hope you also understand why taking daily actions is so key to your growth and why putting time and investing into yourself is one of the greatest decisions that you can ever make. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please click this button to subscribe, and I'll have another video somewhere around here for you to watch next. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Feel free to ask me any questions or comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.